Previously on The Final Pitch. The first batch of entrepreneurs delivered their final pitch to the investors. While General Santos entrepreneurs Chad and Eman of Good Chips were able to secure funding.
My offer is 5 million, but for 50% of your company.
Thank you for making the good choice. You've got a deal. Thank you po ulit.
JC and his team from Investagrams were not as fortunate.
So in that case, I cannot take your counter offer. Thank you.
This week, the next batch of entrepreneurs face the investors and deliver their final pitch.
My name is John Aguilar, and I'm an entrepreneur television producer based in Manila.
I've gathered 4 illustrious investors looking to fund and support the next great Filipino company. William Q. Lim, founder of Mega Global Corporation, makers of the #1 sardines in the country, Mega Sardines. Dino Araneta, trailblazing founder and CEO of experience, innovation, and digital logistics company, QuadX. Jet Yu, millennial dealmaker and CEO of property advisory firm, Prime Philippines. And Mikey Romero, billionaire sportsman, port operator, and co-founding owner of Philippines Air Asia. Our goal is to find the best up-and-coming entrepreneurs and help take their businesses to the next level. In the end, they face the investors in a once-in-a-lifetime funding round. Many will try, but only a few will make it to the final pitch. Starting off our next batch of pitches are Paula and Sandler of Gormanok. Common picks of Dino Araneta and William Q. Lim.
Gormanok started thinking on how can we make the most of what we have. So we created salted egg chicken skin. We started selling salted egg chicken skin in Facebook, Instagram, joining different bazaars, and currently we have a few resellers. We are seeking 7 million in exchange of 30% of equity in our company. Sir William, you're not just investing with one product. You're investing with Gormanok as a whole. You're also investing with us, our future ideas, our concept, and our commitment to make this company work.
How do you evaluate at 20+ billion ang magiging company ninyo?
So if we can increase the distribution in different convenience stores, in malls, we can have an ROI for the investment that we are asking.
The 7 million that's going to be put as an equity, yun ang inaasahan ninyo to expand your business. Pero sa part ninyo, you are not contributing anything in terms of assets, in terms of value, but your commitment to work and your commitment to do the productions. So, in terms of cost of skin, you are given a preferential rate on the skin. E paano kung maghiwalay kayo? Paano niya?
Sir, hindi. Kasi kakasal ko.
Pero you just have only skin. Ano pa bang pwedeng product na? Kasi it's a lot of internals na dapat magamit.
We have a lot of ideas that's made out of chicken. So for now, we're focusing on this so we can have a foundation.
I think at present, the focus should be increasing your productions. Rather than doing so many things, kaya it would eat up your capitalizations. So, I'll just consult with my team. So, can we take a break?
Now that William has consulted his investor team, will Gormanok be able to secure their much-needed funding?
Okay, mayroon sweetener ito, So, Dino, go ahead first.
I really believe in e-commerce, and I really know we can make that grow much bigger. Give you guys the same things I gave the other 2 guys, which is same use of our platforms, use of our payment gateways.
Sabi mo, makano?
I'll give you guys 1 million pesos worth of value for that.
Thank you. Okay. For an investment of 5 million, we would be asking 50% of the equity. The 5 million will be coming in, 3 million as machineries, and 2 million will be used for marketing and promotions. And with this, we could have a team work with you in terms of shelf life, packaging, and even the quality of product improvement. On going to stores, we could have our sales team also work with you on how that sales should be moved from your production to what kind of stores. So it's not all for any stores, your product. No, this is a 3 months shelf life, and the conditions of delivery. Thank you, pare, for the promotions also.
That's for Gormanok lang, hindi sa'yo.
Hindi ba pwede sardinas namin dyan sa'yo?
Sige, pero mahal na yan.
Now, going to the proposal, what can you say?
Hindi. Actually, sir, with all honesty, with this company, dalawa lang kami. Even sa screening talaga, yung deck namin walang laman. It's all about pictures, it's all about assigning lang. And sabi namin joining final pitch, we have nothing to lose eh. Kasi na-realize namin ang dami pa namin kulang. So, sabi namin kahit malaking part of the company, willing kami ibigay kasi it's the chance. This will change our lives kasi. Yeah. So, sir, it's like...
Tapos ninong na siya.
Up next on the final pitch.
For the last 12 months, you haven't broken even. Tell me now, freaking 3 months you break even just like that.
Next to deliver their final pitch are Leroy, Donald, and Giovanni of Dibs. Common picks of Dino Araneta and Mikey Romero.
Did you know that on average, drivers in Metro Manila spend at least 20 minutes in search of a parking space? That's ridiculous, right? What we've done with Dibs is we've created a mobile application that allows drivers to search, reserve, and be guaranteed an available parking space. Drivers also have the option to opt in for a mobile on-demand valet. What we've actually done is we've looked at the main problem that parking spaces in Metro Manila are underutilized. Then we've now created what we call the Airbnb of parking spaces, whereby residencies can be able to put up their parking spaces when they are not using them. So currently we've almost close to 47,000 downloads both on Android and iOS, and we recently launched our Airbnb model. Our revenue model is that we charge 30%, which is a convenience fee that goes to Dibs. It varies from 30 to around 45%.
So we did close to 300,000 in revenue. For the last year, year to date, we did 2.3 million pesos in revenue, and we're forecasting that by February 2020, we would have done 325 million pesos.
We are seeking 35 million in exchange for 25% equity in Dibs.
Thank you very much.
You said you've reached 2.3 million. And from 2.3 million, how much is your burn rate?
Well, we're burning about currently 700,000.
How much you pay this parking leases that you have?
For every peso, it's about 70 to 75 centavos.
Then where is the income? I cannot really dissect your business model because it's turning out to be negative 30% every time.
So our cost is 30%. So if we have revenue 3 times the amount, then we've broken even.
To break even, how much revenues do you need?
We have to do 2.1 million in a month.
How much transaction?
That's almost 2.5 million. About 90,000.
And currently you're doing how many?
We did 4,000 last month.
I just want to know really your starting line. From there on, then we can put the business model in place.
Okay.
But as of now, I don't understand your starting line. Because your expenses is too much already.
You said earlier you're doing roughly 4,000. So you need 10,000 parkings a month. You're supposed to hit the 10,000 within how many months?
We actually do focus that by like 2 months from now, we can be able to reach that with our new partnerships that we've been able to sign.
So you're telling me in 3 months, you're gonna break even?
Yes, we can be able to break even.
For the last 12 months, you haven't broken even, and you tell me now in 3 months you'll break even just like that?
No,
We'll be able to break even with the next 6 months to cover our current OPEX. Yes, we will be.
No, like I said, I think there's a lot of uncertainties. I don't know where you guys came up with it now. I know it's nice to dream for 35 million, but I think it's ridiculous. You have a lot of downloads, but downloads don't translate to revenue. I think it's a little push. I'll give you an initial offer only because I do like the vision of this thing. I know it's a problem that we have in this country, parking. I'll give you an offer of 6 million for 15%.
So I think the offer of Dino is substantial. I think he's more fit to you than us because he's on the logistics side, and this will both help yourself. So in this case, I'm also out.
So Dino, thank you very much for your offer, and to all the investors, thank you very much. Well, at this point in time, it might not reflect in the current numbers, but if you look at the way that we've been able to grow the numbers in the projections, we do feel that the business is worth more than that. And at this point, we will not accept the offer. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
With Dibs declining the offer, will Ray and Junji of Quickwire have better luck at sealing the deal with investor JetU?
We provide billing and invoicing services to enterprises here in the Philippines, primarily real estate and BPOs. Second and most important thing is that we give access to international banking facilities for efficient and convenient money transfer anywhere in the world.
Last April, we did about 55 million peso in transaction volume, generating us 2.4 million in revenue. We actually have a new project called Acquire. So Acquire is basically a blockchain-powered real estate listing platform. So Acquire enables companies, enables brokers to be able to list units by you leveraging smart contracts and blockchain technology. Why blockchain? We want to replace trust with validation. We're offering 3% for $150,000. Of course, we are looking for someone with background in real estate. Jet has been very interested in that, so thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Junji, last time your offer was 3% and you said that you don't need equity.
We were actually raising money by selling a coin. That's the different part of the fundraising. But we realized that for a traditional investor like you may want an actual stake in the company. So we realized maybe we should offer some equity, but only up to 3%. It can even go up to 5%. I think some of the ex-co-founders may be willing to sell some shares. That may come at even more discounted because it's a founder shares being sold. But we can discuss that later on.
Okay.
The good thing about this business is the bigger the volume gets, the lower our fees will become based on our agreement with our acquiring banks. So if we get to like $10 million volume a month now, instead of $1 million, our fees are going to go down from 2.5% to 1.3%.
So this 2018, your target is to generate a volume of 2 billion pesos.
That's right.
So if we will value your company, then that would give your company a value of 125 million pesos. So are you open to talk about the 125 million peso valuation?
We're open to consider the valuation. It is possible to do a combination because if some of our founders do sell some shares, it will be at a discounted price compared to the company shares. So if we combine the two together, you purchase a combination of company shares and some of the ex-co-founders to buy them out, you may get a valuation that is closer to that.
So if we get 3% of 125 million, that would come up to around 3.75 million for 3% of the company. And that is my offer.
Okay.
We get a deal?
How about 5? 5, you got a deal.
The highest I can go is 4. Let's just round it up. 4 million. That's the last offer. And I get to connect you to more clients.
Yes, that's actually what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
1 million for 3%. Deal.
All right. Great. Looking forward to working with you.
Wait a minute. A proposal also.
Okay.
With the deal of a jet of 3% for 4 million, I would match his deal for another 3% for 4 million. Now you have two of us mentoring you. We're giving you 8 million for 6%.
Okay, the difficulty with that is I'm already considering a portion of his shares to be issued by some ex-co-founders.
So you said a while ago that you can go 5%. So you're just missing that 1%.
We have invested billions in software and, as well as hardware technology, so you can backbone on us.
We get free flights too?
Okay.
Business class? Just kidding.
Of course.
Okay. We can do it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up next,
I think if you give up too much equity in the beginning of the company, it won't look as attractive as the future investors.
I don't want to argue with you with regards to valuation right now.
the next entrepreneur to deliver his final pitch is M of 1 Watt. He is hoping to secure an investment from William Tew Lim.
At 1 Watt, we prevent expensive unplanned downtimes in your factories by using predictive motor health maintenance. Our patents are now being filed as we speak. We have properly industry support, and we're getting traction and closing deals, with one closing in the next week. And a few weeks ago, we have closed our seed round, and we have enough funding to reach our goal of commercialization in 10 months. However, we want something bigger. We want to be a totally global company. So in order to do that, we want to operate in Southeast Asia. Though we can enter the Southeast Asian market in 10 months when we go to commercialization, starting it now will be much, much better. So what we offer is 20% of our Southeast Asian operations for 9 million pesos.
M, you're asking for 9 million for 20%. So you're valuing your company at 45 million. And you mentioned something about Southeast Asia operations only. What happened with the European operations?
We want to set our operations more here. We want essentially to build the capability of more high-tech and more high-end jobs here.
How would you separate the European operations from that of Southeast Asia?
Okay, the goal is essentially to patent all this and move to a licensing model. The Southeast Asian company will essentially just be paying royalties to the company who holds the patents.
Wouldn't you think that it would be a conflict of interest serving two masters with one product like that?
I don't think so. I think they complement each other because essentially marketing-wise it will look better. So essentially what clients are paying us is for the service. That's why we're on a subscription model. They pay us month to month in order to have 24/7 real-time monitoring of their motors.
Who owns the data now?
When we have it in our servers, well, we process it and then we just essentially use the learnings that we got. And if our client asks for any data to be deleted, we will delete it.
We can see that your original offer is for 50 million for 12%. Now the revised is 9 million for 20%. For us, we feel that the unit itself is the heart of the operations. If we don't have the patent on that, then we are just user. And anytime it can be taken away from us. What we are after is the sensor itself, whether it should be patented, whether we could use it to the fullest extent. This is what we can do. For 10 million, we would like 20% of the total company. not just for the Southeast Asia company.
Maybe we can work together now as essentially, you'll be our pilot partner. This will allow you to check our technology and see if it really works for your usage. And then, as I mentioned, we are targeting commercialization 10 months, wherein we will also raise our Series A. And then perhaps by that time, you can also participate in the Series A so that you will have a share in the main European company. That's why we don't want to lose any more equity now, because this is right around the horizon. And we want to keep at least more than 15% free to give away at that point. We can install some of our sensors in your facility, and then you can check the technology so that you'll be comfortable in investing come Series A.
Okay, I think yes, maybe we could do that so that at least we have to start somewhere. Okay, anyway, thank you for the offer. So let's see 10 months from now. Okay.
Up next, Kim of Tripseeker takes the stage to convince Mikey Romero to invest in her travel platform.
Hi, my name is Kim and I'm the co-founder of Tripseeker. And I'm seeking for 4 million peso investment in exchange for 10% of the company. Since my last pitch, we already aggregated 15,000 tours on our platform, previously compared to 13,000 from my last pitch. And if you think about it, that's about 21% of the listings in top 100 destinations. We make money by earning commission, and once we get enough traffic, it will be coming from ads as well. Right now, we're being advised by the country's top tech entrepreneurs. Hopefully, I can include these as well, especially AirAsia. And because we're looking for people who can help us take this to the next level. If it's an activity that you want to discover, don't worry, you've got options.
Thank you, Kim. My partner, Tony Fernandez, fortunately owns 25% of Expedia. But this year, when I talked to him, he told me that he's about to sell Expedia. So I told him, hey, I have another Expedia and maybe Expedia in the future, and it's a Filipino brand. So can you take a look at it? So you value your company's 40 million, is that correct? Why is that so?
Because technically 40 million is actually undervalued. Our assumption is very conservative because based on the financial projections we did, on the first month we already assumed 10,000 website visitors on the traffic of our website. But right now, without any marketing, we've been hitting 8,000 already. So I think the valuation is very fair. And we already have an investor at the early stage last year. We're closing another convertible notes. But I think partnering with you is very strategic. And I don't want to give up too much equity. It's also for my benefit and for your benefit. Because I think if you give up too much equity in the beginning of the company, it won't look as attractive as the future investors. So it will also affect your valuation.
I don't want to argue with you with regards to valuation right now. But I'd rather offer you a chance to work together, and then see how we value it. My offer is for you to work first together with my IT team to try to develop something bigger, no? And then we present to my Malaysian partners, and then see if it can be expandable to a global or just the Filipino. And then after we see what kind of an animal it is, then we talk on how the equity will be structured. No? Of course, on our part, we would like to take not anything less than 30%, because on the part of Expedia, we own 25% of that at that time. My proposal to you is we will continuously develop this product of yours for the next 3 months. And after 3 months, we present to them. And all costs of up to 4 million, we will shoulder. I will shoulder. Okay. After we present to them, then we talk on how much this company that you are valuing it at. No? I think from this level, you will jump to the global level. So that's the best I can offer you right now.
I accept your offer.
Deal. Congratulations.
Next time on The Final Pitch, the last batch of entrepreneurs face the investors and deliver the pitch of their lives.
I mean, it's supposed to be a pitch and it's too much.
Habang tumatagal, I'm getting a little bit disappointed already.
You can come out of this room with 18 million and I think a guaranteed 100 million revenues a year. Or you can come out of this room with 0.